Jump scare. Hey guys, I'm Ace, and guess what? Halloween is coming! Soon! I'm great at improvising. Even though my country doesn't exactly celebrate Halloween, it's still one of my favorite holidays. And since LPS Tube also celebrates Halloween every year, I just decided to join in. Over the years, I've made many spooky videos for Halloween, and I've also made many spooky LPS customs. So since Halloween is coming up, here are some of my favorite spooky LPS customs. Enjoy! Alright, so first off are actually a couple customs that are new, like this one. For those of you who watch Experiment 42, you may actually recognize his character. However, what wasn't mentioned in the episode was actually a character description or a name. Meet Spinda the Boogeyman. So since he's a boogeyman, I wanted to make him creepy, and I thought, what's creepy? Well, you got spiders and you got scorpions, and scorpions are a whole new level of creepy. I took the scorpion tail and claws from a fake wooden scorpion, and if you want to see how I made him, you can click the video right here. Spin is a very old character of mine, and, well, I'm really happy that I could finally make him into an LPS. And yes, some people will say that I wasted a good LPS or that I ruined this LPS, but really this LPS just became a whole lot more useful and meaningful to me, so yeah. Some people agree with customizing, others don't. However, if I wanted to, I could still take all of the black and white paint off and remake his paws. He'd be the same as the old LPS. I don't think I'll be doing that though, because Spinda's just a very special character of mine. If you want to see the Experiment 42 episode he was featured in, click over here. Like I said, he plays a boogeyman, and his powers include hallucination, creating nightmares, and just overall creating spooky visions. It's my favorite episode so far. Now, on to the next custom. This is Kubo. So Kubo's supposed to be an evil circus host, which is why he has a floating top hat. Kubo means hope in Japanese, and he was actually also inspired by a Japanese anime character called Monokuma. However, one of the things that separates Kubo from Monokuma is that Monokuma represents hope and despair, when actually both of Kubo's sides are evil. Kubo's dark side has a normal red eye, which basically means, the calm and collected evil, while Kubo's bright side has a crazy spiral eye, which basically represents the crazy, insane, and almost joyful villain. In short, no matter which way you look at Kubo, he's evil all around. But the best villains have both a dark and a bright side. So yeah. Next custom would be also a new one. This is Ryukara. And I bet you none of you can spell her name right in the comments. So Ryukara is a pretty complicated character. She's one part of a character that has two sides. This one clearly being the darker wild side. So she isn't exactly based off anything other than an old character of mine, which wears a dragon skeleton as armor. And as you can see, this LPS is also wearing a dragon skeleton as armor. The head can be taken off like this. And then you got the cat with horns. So Ryukara is supposed to be somewhat of a puppeteer. She represents the goddess of lies. So Ryukara and her alter ego are thoroughly explained in the Halloween special from this year. To see Ryukara in action and see what it's all about, watch the Halloween special. Now Ryukara was tons of fun to make, mainly because, well, I think she's really original. I also really love the color combination, and painting her was just lots of fun. All my LPS custom designs are completely improvised when I make them, and I think she turned out pretty well. Now I call this one the Pumpkin King, but you can also call it the Pumpkin Queen or Pumpkin Princess or Pumpkin Prince. Mainly because this costume is literally supposed to be a pumpkin, a jack-o'-lantern to be exact, and, well, I don't think pumpkins have genders. I really like how it turned out, and I got inspired by This Is Halloween from Disney. In The Nightmare Before Christmas they sing about a Pumpkin King. And so this character was born. Don't worry though, the LPS it was before this was in really bad condition. And this way I'll be actually using it again. As you can see, the eyes and mouth are hollow because it's supposed to be a jack-o'-lantern, and I'm trying to find LED lights small enough to fit inside. Until then though, it remains empty. But that just adds to the spooky factor. Now another new Halloween custom of mine is this one. As you can see, this one is also still a lot like the original LPS. She is supposed to be a witch representing nothing else but Halloween. Overall, I've always loved this LPS's eyes, and I just couldn't bear to change them. I'm really happy with how this one turned out. She's pretty simple, but still, different. So these were all of my new LPS Halloween customs. Now let's get on to some old ones. Now, some of you may already have seen this one. This is Night, my nighttime inspired wolf custom. She's actually pretty old, and as you can see, her wings have started chipping, so I really need to repaint this one. Now, since I actually didn't have any other wolves at first, I was pretty nervous about customizing her. But I was pretty happy with how she turned out. Alright, next up is this one. So this custom is really old. It's actually one of my very first customs ever, I think. Now, as you can see, she's already started chipping paint because, well, mainly because she's so old, but I'm not really sure how that happened because I hardly ever move her. So this custom was obviously inspired by Doctor Who, which has weeping angels, which are statues that cannot move when you look at them. However, when you don't look at them or you even blink, they can send you back in time. So the wings on this LPS are actually just made of cardboard. The feathers on the wings are made of paper, and so is the dress. And even though this one's really old and simple, it's still one of my favorite customs. Alright, next custom is one that some of you may remember from Experiment 42. This one is my Demonico Flixie. And Flixie is, well, evil. That's basically, yeah. I had lots of fun painting this custom. I actually designed her before I painted her, which is, well, it doesn't happen often. And all the blue markings actually glow in blacklight. Her eyes also change in blacklight. So Flixie's actually a pretty simple custom, unlike the next one. Now, last but not least, one of my very favorite LPS customs of all time. It's this girl right here. So some of you may actually remember this one from the Halloween special from a couple years ago, Hide and Seek. Her name is Nightmare, and she is supposed to be a spooky siren custom, or a mermaid custom. So as some of you may see right here, she's actually inspired by an anglerfish, which is the kind of fish that lives in the deep sea and glows in the dark. Personally, I am very interested and very afraid of those fish, so yeah, I thought this was a really cool custom to make. It's still one of my very favorites, mainly because it's so, well, it's so unique and complicated, and also it glows in blacklight. So some of you may know that I am a big fan of mermaids and sirens, which also explains why this is one of my favorite customs. I love taking the myth of a pretty, nice creature and just turning it into something horrific. It's so deliciously evil. So yeah, these are just some of my favorite LPS Halloween customs. I hope you enjoyed. If you did like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more. Bye guys, happy Halloween!